Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the day of the video. Darren, how's it going today? Today is Tuesday, and today has been a very different day to normal because it's been the first day where I've been working on things at work, at least, that aren't tutorials. So that was interesting. I woke up at normal time, headed on in, normal time. By the looks of it, although apparently some schools aren't back just yet, they'll be back like later on in the week, like tomorrow and stuff, or Thursday. By the looks of it, my commute to work should be relatively fine. I commuted to work before when schools were on. I haven't been there, I've been there over 6 weeks, but I can't remember what it was like. But it seems to be absolutely fine, so that's all good. So got in, started doing some, well, I sat down and I started doing like a design challenge. We have it's quite a common thing, I think, actually. We have a contractor in at the moment who is like trying to improve the general quality of the code base at work. And he's set us forward like a design challenge. So I was doing this design challenge up until the point where the boss came in, and then I asked him like, what do you want me to do? I finished the tutorials. So he came over and helped me set up my computer. The morning was spent entirely setting up the computer. The afternoon was spent trying to figure out how to debug through the system because I needed to do a thing that was taking too long. Something's taken like 2 hours to run, we need to shorten it down, like performance tweaking. So I was looking into how to do that. I had to like run a load of stuff to get to the point where it was taking 2 hours. An hour and a half into that, it ran out of memory on the heap and crashed. So I was trying to find a different way into it, but I don't seem to be able to find one, annoyingly. So I left it running when I left. Hopefully I'll go in tomorrow and I'll be at the point where I can start working on it. Who knows? But I'm now at the point where I get the joys of experiencing legacy code. Yes! It's the one thing I've actually had lacking amounts, out of all of the things that I have experience in, dealing with legacy code is probably one of the least. It's probably one of the lowest. We spent a decent amount of time with it at my placement, but I was mainly on, because of how the year went, we only spent a chunk of time dealing with the old code, and then it was kind of maintaining the old code, but from this distance and just kind of wrapping it and stuff. So it's going to be interesting, to say the least, to go through and actually do it all properly and stuff. But yeah, so I've been given a task. It was estimated to be 2 days. The boss changed it to 4 days. And I mean, today I didn't get any. I hope today doesn't count. Otherwise though, I woke up, not woke up, what are you trying? Oh yeah, I woke up. I woke up this morning with an idea. An idea, ladies and gentlemen. And you know when you have an idea and you think, this is such a good idea, why has no one thought of this? I can't find this idea anywhere on the internet, but what I can find is people Googling for the idea. Does it exist? People asking questions to see if it exists on ask.com, well, not ask.com, but you know what I mean, Stack Overflow. And I'm like, why doesn't this exist? So now I've got this really good idea that I think is a really good idea. It doesn't exist. Why doesn't it exist is my first question. And secondly, why couldn't someone else have this idea? Because I need it, I want it, I want that thing in my life. But I don't have time for it, man. But I've been toying with it all day. Because I've been doing configuration stuff and setting up my computer, things have been taking a decent amount of time, 2 hours to run stuff. So I've had a lot of time to sit and read up on things and stuff. And I'm currently, you'll notice, installing something here. It's already installed on Atlas, because on Atlas I just went yep, install everything, come on. Being a little bit more conservative with the installs on my Surface Book. I only wanted to get the things I needed. Now I'm selecting, I think I need this thing. So I am going to, I was complaining the other day about how the circle that, my tracking app, because I'm basically just tracking one thing, I'm spending X amount of hours a week on one thing, that's all I do, it's not very interesting to look at. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and I'm going to target 10 hours a week, or 7.5 hours a week on this, on my project, and then 2.5 hours a week on this other idea. And I've got this idea and I've been researching APIs, I've been researching different technologies and how to like poke them and like OAuth and stuff like this to like do stuff. And I'm going to work on another idea in the meantime, which is going to be like an Android app, which I want this Android app. I'll probably end up putting it on the Play Store or whatever, but yeah, I've been trying to figure out whether it's worth like how I'm going to do it and things, but yeah, it's going to be fun. That's what I'm going to do, basically, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to like try and spend a decent amount of time a week, like the vast majority of my time on my own project, but a decent amount of time every day. Well, at least a week on this other stuff. So yeah, that's that. This project like veers into stuff that I've wanted to experience. It's things I've wanted to like try several times. Like I've always thought like I want to get into this at some point in my life. I want to like try it out. I want to get some practice. I want to learn it. And I don't work in an industry. Well, I don't work in a company, or I haven't worked at a company where that kind of thing is the norm. That's done. Some things, obviously, like APIs and shit, I always touch. But so this is like my opportunity to do a bit of a side project on the side of my side project that should allow me to learn more stuff. Basically, I want to do it, but I don't want it to take too much time away from my other things, so there's a tough balance in that to follow. Otherwise, Jamie, why are you rambling so much? Again, Laura's late back from work again, not because she wants to be, but because she's like stayed behind late to do some work, which cocks things up. It doesn't cock things up horrendously. We're going to the cinema tonight at 20 minutes past 8. It's a good job we're going quite late, and we're only having fajitas tonight, so it's quite a quick meal. But yeah, she left work 20 minutes ago, which ain't good considering it's gone 6. We'll see. Otherwise, I'm going to set this up. What can I do? Kind of need Visual Studio working on my laptop so that I can carry on with my own project. Was there other stuff I needed to do though? Oh look, it's exciting. And ladies and gentlemen, it's time for bed. It's late, it's like 20 past 1, and it's time for beddy buys. We had, basically, since you came back to me, I only got like 15 minutes working done before Laura got back. And then we had fajitas using our new frying pan, which was an absolute beauty. If you're looking, by the way guys, for pans, I strongly recommend the anodized steel ones. This is from Sainsbury's. They are incredible. They're legitimately incredible, and I regret buying stainless steel. Because they're just like so much better. They're all the advantages of stainless steel, but non-stick. Except obviously the non-stick does scratch away over time, but they're beautiful. They are absolutely beautiful. So we got a frying pan, like it. Anyway, we then got ready and we headed on over to the cinema. We went to a different cinema to normal based on the viewing times that were available, and Beth and Ben's recommendation on the fact that their seats were better. So we went to The View, up near Cribs Causeway, watched War Dogs, which was pretty good. I noticed we've started watching quite a lot of films like that nowadays, where, I don't know why, it just rings a bell. Like it's a similar style to other things like Wolf on Wall Street, that kind of stuff. But it was really, really good. We liked it. Lauren struggled to hang on at the end, but we managed to watch it all, and it was good. It was good going. I don't know, I wouldn't say it was, no, it was pretty funny. Like, it was pretty funny at times as well. I was about to say I wouldn't, like, strongly recommend you go, I wouldn't force anyone to go and see it, but if someone was said like, hey, what should I watch? War Dogs, it's pretty good. So, yeah, we then came back home, and we went the most roundabout way you could ever go. So it was driving back up the motorway to get back home, and the M4 was closed between the M5 and the M32. So I'm driving up the M5, looking at signs that say motorway closed, junctions 19 to 20, and I'm going, oh, then I saw another sign that said junction 15 on it, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. Carry on driving up. Want to turn right onto the M4, nah, turn left. I'm on the M4, change over to the M48, and change over to the M48 and get onto the just literally the roundabout before the bridge to Wales before turning around. So in short, I need to learn, despite the fact that I live so close to these motorways and I use them all the time, I need to actively learn the junction numbers, just in case there are signs that say the motorway is closed. So yeah, I ended up having to go sweep all the way out towards the edge of England, towards Wales, then come all the way back down the M5 the way I came, and then scooted around the ring road instead. Enjoyed the M32 there, but it was a bit of a mess, it's got to be said. Quite stressful as well because it was like dark, and I'm like all the lorries are getting diverted as well. That's how I knew I was going the right way, just following the lorries. But then like I'm driving along and like, is the M32 going to be closed? If the M32 is going to be closed, then if I turn left here, it's going to cost me about 10 more minutes. If I carry on straight down this road, I can then turn left later on. But no, it turned out to be fine. But it was a right rip-roaring adventure, it's got to be said. And then otherwise, I have been sat doing some development. Laura's went to bed. I've been like trying to churn out some code to hit my requirements. I think I was saying earlier that what I essentially want to do is 7.5 hours a week on this, or 10 hours a week in total. I'll probably overshoot that, but I think that's a realistic target. 4 weeks where I'm not feeling it. I'm aiming for a 47-hour week programming. Christ. If you include lunch breaks in that time, then it creeps obviously straight over to bloody hell. Actually close to a 45-hour week because half an hour. Oh no, it's not. Never mind. I was about to say because my lunch break isn't counted in that in the chunk that I spend at work, so it's thingy. But yeah, it's been going well. I've been pushing myself tonight to try and get some stuff done. While I haven't really been feeling it, so I haven't been as productive as I could have been. But I've very almost finished off this leg of the program. I've literally just got one more thing to wire in, about 3 more tests to write on a populator, and then I've just got to make sure that I've like actively implemented everything on this big chain, and then it all comes back and then it's all good. And then I'm basically starting on the next chain, which means tomorrow I am going to be working on something else. Lunchtime I'm going to be finished off this populator, hopefully getting the leg finished like I say. When I come back I'm going to be looking up this other project that I'm going to run into. I'm going to start doing that basically, and I'm going to boot it up on Atlas. Yeah, so there's that, which gives me tomorrow to plan it, and tomorrow daytime anyway, to plan it and to get an idea of what it's going to be called and all the like little bits like that. And then it's going to be a case of like going through step by step, trying to learn how everything works together. My first job is a like a splash page that loads while it authenticates itself. So I've got to do some OAuth authentication stuff. That's my first task. It's going to be fun. I'm actually really looking forward to that. But yes, and then it's a case of starting another leg. Otherwise though, at work I'm going to try and figure out my debugging problem, trying to figure out where this query is and how to read the query, and then combine the query into one big query instead of lots of thousands of little small ones. And that's about all. I'm going to have lots of programming time tomorrow because I'll be at work and then I come back and then Laura's out for drinks again. Look at her, she's always out. She's going out with like just one person, a bit like when me and Josh go. So she's not going to get back till like gone 7, so it gives me a decent amount of programming time before she gets back. And then we cook dinner, which is smoked haddock. Ooh, sounds lovely. And then maybe get a little bit more done. Something that does bug me about this this app is that it doesn't log days properly, because it logs it as if you're a normal person, and I'm not a normal person. So today, no. As far as I'm concerned, and for the purpose of this vlog, tomorrow has an hour and 17 minutes logged to it. Because obviously at midnight it goes, oh, Next day, starts logging the time to the next day, which isn't ideal for someone who works overnight. So I've got like really skewed results here. So like Monday I did 2 hours and 36 minutes. Tuesday I only did 1 hour and 23 minutes. That's today. 1 hour and 23 minutes today, because I spent 15 minutes on it between midnight and 15 minutes past midnight this morning. I then spent about 35 minutes on it at lunchtime, and then 15 minutes on it before Laura came home, and then 15 minutes on it till midnight, and then I spent till 1:17 working on it. But yeah, otherwise though, I'm on track, ladies and gentlemen, because I've done 5 hours of programming on this project so far, and it's only Tuesday. Fucking easy. 10 hours a week, absolute doddle. I'll catch you later.